working on some stuff. Actually, I got these at a not pawn, but a swap meet, RC swap meet. So I picked up these wheels. The caps were painted gunmetal, which is kind of nice. This one was half put. The hex was put on there, and it is the 11 millimeter offset. And I'm going to do them all the same. I do have all the other ones, but I'm just going to leave it at 11 for now. But it'd be cool having it wide, just so the truck would be wider. But I know it's a little harder on the truck, on the axle. But for now, these are cool. Always wanted one of these. These are really big. How many inches? They're about 5.5, a little bit over 5.5 inch. So that's kind of very tall tire. So I put this one, I only put one screw here just to hold the cap so I wouldn't lose it. I will keep the rest of the offset, and the rest of the screws that I don't put, I'll leave it in here and put it in the baggie. So I got all that ready. So one is done. So what we're going to do is just set up the rest of the wheels and chat with you guys. If anybody comes in the after show, during a live, I mean, we can talk. So for now, I'll just put the extra parts into a baggie so I don't lose them. So these offset goes in the bag, and so do these. There we go. So I got spare parts. And now let's put this guy in there. So basically it's pretty easy. It does key into here. Put that in there and put the bigger screws in there. So hope everybody got a good Christmas. And I hope everybody got what was on their wish list. I know I did. And a little of extras from my wife, which is nice. And yes, I am not using a drill to do this just because I want to take my time. I do not want to strip out. These are very easy to strip because as soon as you get to the right depth, it just like snugs. So for people that want to use a drill, they can, but I recommend not using a drill just for the simple reason, as you're tightening, you do look at the screw head, and when it basically feels just a little bit tighter, you just stop because you can actually see when it hits the bottom, and then everything is nice and tight. So I hope everybody's doing great. I know we're expecting a snowstorm and rain tonight and tomorrow in this area anyways, in the Ottawa area, where it's going to be very rainy, very slippery. So hopefully we don't run out of power because of the ice on the wires. This was glued by somebody else. Like I said, I got these in the swap meet. It didn't do too good of a job on the glue. I can see a big mess, but everything is glued on there. So when you don't get them new, you gotta live with what you get, or don't buy them if you don't like what you're seeing. But for now, it's going to be good enough. Like I said, I've always wanted one of these. I do have another big set of these, but for my rat rod build, it's a mud rat rod that I'm building. They're much wider, but just as big. So the big screws are for the center, for the hex, and then the small ones are for the hubcaps. For anybody that's interested, Wednesday night, I will go live around 9:30. No, 11:30. Right after Radioactive Scale, my buddy in Alberta. He goes live after I'll go live, and then we're going to stay live for the New Year's Eve party. we're going to stay with everybody for a good 2 or 3 hours, I guess, until we hit LA time, and we're just going to go Happy New Year every hour on the hour, take a shot of drink and drink while we're talking, and basically anything goes. It's not just about RC, it's just about the year in review, what we've been doing. If you guys want to talk about the weather, I know on my RC talk, I always tell people, don't talk about the weather. I could put all the screws there, basically, and not screw it in tight, because you do have to remove these screws. But just in case I do lose that little bag, I'm just going in maybe 3 turns here, so I don't lose these screws, and just to make sure I do have all the screws anyways. So I'm going to do that for all of them. Go about 3 turns, not even screwing them tight, because I don't want to take them apart later. I mean, I do have to take them apart, but I mean unscrew all the screws. These are kind of long, about 8 millimeters, I think, 6 or 8. So right now I only have one that's tight, and the other one aren't. So that one's done. Let's put the rest of the screw on this one. And I am going with the 11 millimeter offset on these. Not sure on what truck I'm going to put these on, but I am planning on building a mud truck, so it's either going to be the wide tires or the JConcept. These are actually the JConcept Flinkings 3155 on rims that are the Dragon rims, 2.6 mega truck offset. These rims do come in 14 millimeter also, but for my truck, which I'm glad, these are the 12 millimeters. Another one done. Now, they come with 4 different offsets. And what an offset is, exactly that. It offsets the tires away from the car. So when you build these, this one right now is just a little bit in. And this one would make a 32 millimeter offset. What that means is off the center. So you got the center of the tire. Right now I'm at 11 millimeter off center of the tire. This would bring it to 32. And then you got 25. And then 18. And I'm putting it at 11. So it just brings out your tire. So we'll put these away in my little bag of spare parts. And I'm going to have to write on there what they are. One tire done. 2 tires done, actually. Sorry. These do have, on one side it's flat, and on the other side you see the hex. So the hex does go on the bottom. That's where it's going to go on the wheel. And then, just like I said earlier, these key in right there. And just put in the screw. One thing, if you do use the different offset wheel, you do have to be careful in the sense that you need a special driver to actually put in the wheels. Because as soon as you go to a different offset, like let's say you go to the very deep offset, your nut has to be way in there. So sometimes these drivers don't fit in there. This one does, but some of them are thicker here. So you got to be careful you get the right driver, or they do sell drivers for this that you can actually get and buy. So a lot of people don't realize that. Plastic is so soft. It's almost like you're stripping it, but you're not stripping it. You're getting close to the end and you think you're... But just realize also when you're screwing these, as you screw, it kind of creates friction and heat. So the plastic becomes more softer as you're drilling because you're creating friction and then heat melts the plastic. So it becomes easier to drill. I like letting it turn like that. I can see from my angle when the nut, actually not the nut, but the head hits the plastic. This is going to be a very quick stream because I'm putting all these together. And I was offline, thinking of doing it offline. I said, hey, why don't I just work on these and go live and chat with anybody? Right now I'm chatting with myself, but I'm used to do that. As long as I don't argue with myself and lose the argument, that's the worst thing. So Wednesday night, we're going live, like I said, for New Year's Eve party. And then we're going to go live on Thursday for RC Talk. So New Year's Day. I should be at the hotel near Toronto, going to a hockey tournament with my son. So it should be lots of fun. This one, I'm putting one screw that's going to be tight, and the other ones are just going to be about 2 or 3 turns in there so I don't lose the screw. When I finish, I'll show you the bigger tires I have and compare these with other ones I got for the slash, or because these actually do fit on the slash. They're probably good. Hey, Radioactive, how you doing? I was just talking about you, saying that you're going to go live Wednesday night, and then I'll take over right after for the New Year's Eve party. So it's going to be a fun time. I'm just putting these together right now. Decided to go live for 15, 20 minutes or whatever it's going to take for me to put these together. I picked these up at a swap meet. So, and they were already kind of assembled. The guy did paint these gunmetal, which looks good. I don't mind the color. It doesn't fit with anything I have right now, but they're going to stay gunmetal until I decide to put something else or paint something else. I don't even know if these are, they should be able to be bought as separate. Like that, you can paint and have different ones if you want. You don't have to put them when you're driving. You could just put this on the wheel and put your nut and just have fun with them. They look good. But this just makes it look more scale and clean in the sense that you don't see the center nut. It looks more real. CSL, Lauren, how are you doing? We're almost done. You guys relaxing today? Or I know we're expecting a rainfall and ice rain here. Should start tonight around 7 p.m. and go all the way up to tomorrow morning. I was supposed to go skiing, but if it rains, well, it's going to rain on my parade. We won't be able to go skiing with my son. At the bowling alley. Cool. Have fun. Enjoy the time with your kids. They grow up so fast. And first thing you know, you're not part of their group anymore. They're with their own friends and doing their own thing and spending time with daddy and grandpa and all that. That's not cool anymore. But hey, the time you've spent with them, that's good memories. And like I said, I don't use a drill on this just because this is kind of soft plastic. I find it soft plastic, and you can strip them very easily. Working on the Comp Fox build. Cool. Yeah, there's another truck. I got to finish the electronics behind me. That's probably what I'm going to do this afternoon. There. The 11 millimeter offset is on there. I'm going to put on the last cap. Get rid of this one. Take my 1.5. Like I said, I'm putting one screw pretty well tight so it doesn't move. And then the other ones are just going to be 2 or 3 turns. Then I can put these away. They've been sitting on my floor since I got them at the swap meet. And I'm trying to clean up because Radioactive doesn't like it when it's a mess. But I don't think I'll ever be able to clean up this area because it's just too small. It used to be clean, but my collection and my stuff keeps growing and growing. But the room doesn't. I even have other RCs now in my other office that's meant to be an office, but now it's starting to be a storage area for my excess RCs. But what I should do is clean up this area with all the things on the side and actually bring it in that office so it makes it easier to work in here and makes it a little cleaner and nicer. There we go. 4 wheels done. And yes, before I bought these, I did double check that the guy had the reverse. So this one points this way, this one points that way. And then this is the same as that. And then this is the same as this. This is this way and glued because 4 goes on one side. This goes on this side of the truck, and then the hubcap goes on this side. So then everything turns the right way. So these are the JConcept flinking. I also have for the other truck Mud Basher from RC 4-wheel drive. These are pretty much the same diameter as the other one, but much wider. But these threads are smaller. So much wider, yeah. They're just wider. These looks more aggressive for the mud. So it's going to be cool. So I do have these on metal rims. These are plastic rims, but now with gunmetal. it almost looks the same. Well, almost looks, no, it doesn't look the same, but I mean, almost same color. There we go. All 4 wheels done. And just to show you, this is a small wheel for a slash. So it's a street slash. You can see the big difference of tires of the size. So that's going to be it. Time to find something else to work on and something to clean up. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for jumping in. We'll see you next time. Till then, go charge up some batteries. Go on there, break something. Because if you're not breaking anything, you're not having any fun. Cheers, guys. And don't forget the thumbs up. See you later.